For the past week and a half, the only thing that I've been able to think about is Starfighter, the Star Wars movie that's coming out next May. There was a point earlier this week where my brain had fully convinced itself that this movie was already out, and I spent a good 30 minutes hunting for it only to remember that this movie doesn't come out for another year. And then at D23, Ryan Gosling came out onto the stage and put on this beautiful jacket. The first thing that crossed my mind when I saw this beautiful jacket was, oh my goodness, I need that jacket now. So I literally immediately went into my closet, and unfortunately I do not have a single black jacket that I could donate to this cause. What I do have though is a black purse. What better place to scratch my Starfighter itch right now than to turn this bag into Ryan Gosling's jacket. I have printed out this very rough template of what his jacket looked like. You can see I've cut out some pieces of the top, but at a certain point I felt like I didn't really need to cut it out. I'll just kind of freehand where all of the little cracks and crevices are. I'm gonna try to do this with a pencil. I don't know how well it's gonna work. I know this bag is nylon, so I feel like I can just use pencil on it. We'll see if that ends up showing up. And then I have some acrylic paint. Again, don't know how well that's gonna stick to nylon. We're just gonna figure it out. After figuring out where I wanted this to lay on the bag, I really did just take this pencil and draw all over because I knew I probably wasn't going to stick to this 100%. I have made the roughest outline of all time. I don't even know if this is gonna pick up on camera. I can barely see it myself. Notes to future me that I probably will not follow. It would have been so much more helpful to just bite the bullet and cut out this in its entirety. I was using pretty chunky scissors trying to do this, and it was driving me a little bit insane. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'll just freehand it. Freehanding didn't super work, so we're going to go to the next best thing, which is eyeballing it as I paint. I'm going to use this white paint and just kind of eyeball where all of these gray spaces are. After taking a few minutes to hype myself up, I started on the outline. If I attempt this again, I will definitely be using a smaller brush. Even though the one that I'm using is really, really small, it was still pretty difficult to get those little tiny details that I had in mind. For not being the best painter in the world, I think that this turned out pretty darn cute. It is very, very messy, but I think that does kind of go with the source material. I can't really get that cracked effect so much on a nylon bag. By splotching the paint a little bit, I think it definitely does get the point across. The crossbones part of the skull and crossbones did kind of get away from me. It's definitely off-centered, and it also looks basically nothing like the reference photo. Altogether, I think that this bag looks super, super fun. There are 282 days until Starfighter as of today, and I promise that there are going to be more DIYs to come. So if you want to be here for those, make sure you press the follow button. I will have that jacket.